Hi and welcome back to my little channel. Great to have you with me. Something a bit different today. I'm going to be away the next 3 or 4 days, so I thought I would just put a couple of pieces to camera quickly so that I've got some kind of content for you guys this week. If you've been watching my channel, then you may recently have seen a video where I went back and took a look at this tiny little compact camera. It's the Canon PowerShot G2, and I got that 22 years ago, a shockingly long time ago, and it was one of the early digital cameras. But I have owned other cameras, and at the moment I'm taking a bit of a look down memory lane, and in fact I'm taking more than a look. I'm taking some of my old cameras out and about with me over the coming weeks and months to try out on particular projects. I have shot quite a number of different formats of camera over the years, starting with a Pentax film camera back in my school days a long time ago, and also shortly after I left school. And then sometime, I think probably in my 30s, I bought a bridge camera, and this is the Olympus IS 1000, and this is an fairly early bridge type camera, not digital but film, 35mm. And so at the time, for me, this was quite a serious investment, and it certainly gave me a lot more flexibility on what I shoot. But then by the time I got to something like about 2008, in fact it was 2008, I made a conscious decision to take my photography more seriously, and I bought my first Nikon DSLR, and it was a D300, and this was a real game changer for me. Suddenly I could change lenses, and so I could put better quality glass on my camera as well. But not only that, the quality of digital cameras had massively improved, and I've shot a lot of different Nikons over the years. I won't list them all because it'd get very boring, but I have probably shot about 10 different Nikon DSLRs. So thinking about this particular video and my first Nikon camera, I was minded to go back and take a look at what I had been shooting then versus what I'm shooting now. And one of the interesting things is that when I first started my photography, it was all very experimental. I was finding my feet, I was trying to work out what is it that I'm interested in. So if I go back to 2008, I've got some pictures here that I'll show you in a moment. And back to 2008, it was quite a variety. I was shooting a lot more people pictures, so portraits, headshots. I did some sort of semi-commercial model shooting. Cat has come to play. There you go. You're going to have to go. Sorry, go. Back in 2008, I was shooting quite a variety of things. Anything from headshots to, well, I set up a studio in one of our rooms upstairs and did a little pose for print, if you like. I did some wedding photography, and I really enjoyed shooting events as well, so music concerts, that kind of stuff. I particularly enjoyed the sort of low light conditions, the challenges that brought, but also I enjoyed the nature of the events and the lighting and the expressions on people's faces, the emotion that you could see, this kind of stuff. So I loved that. But I also enjoyed outdoor photography and eventually night photography as well. But back in 2008 to 2010, I really hadn't done much, and I hadn't done anything at all in the way of night photography. But when I look back at my pictures, I really noticed something about the quality of the images. Firstly, compositionally, I was thinking about it a lot more, I think, and being a lot more careful in my compositions. But also the quality of the images there's something about the nature of the colour science on the sensors that were being produced at that time by Nikon that just really, I just really liked. And there's a lovely kind of almost creamy quality to the images that I was shooting. Part of that is to do with the lenses, and part of that is to do with the image sensor. Now, not to make this story too long, I made a decision that I think it's time that I go back and I take a look again at the D300. I sold my D300 years ago, and at the moment I'm shooting with a Nikon D7ii for landscapes, and my night photography I'm mostly using a Nikon, not D7ii, a Z7 Mark II. And for night photography, mostly using a Z6 Mark II. But I decided that I would actually like to go back and see what I can do now in terms of what I'm currently shooting, which is a lot of landscapes, night photography, and macro photography. What can I do now with the camera that I had then? Because I'd like to answer this question, which is, how much of a difference does the hardware make? Does it really help that I have spent a bucket load of money on modern mirrorless Z series Nikon cameras and lenses? Am I taking better pictures now than I was then? Am I enjoying my photography more? So these are the kind of questions that I really want to get to grips with and to answer. There's another question as well, and this might chime with you if you're relatively new to photography, or if you're thinking about taking it up. Do you have to really spend a lot of money to get some really good quality cameras, or a really good quality camera and lenses to get started in photography, and particularly landscape photography is what I'm thinking about? So I decided to buy a Nikon D300, a used Nikon D300 on eBay, together with some lenses, and almost re-equip myself with what I used to have, but for an awful lot less money. And for £420 I have managed to buy a Nikon D300 with the 17 to 55mm f2.8 lens, an amazing lens, beautiful lens, really, really good. I also purchased with the camera, came with it, a 35 to 70mm f3.5 lens, and an 18 to 135mm lens, not as wide this one, so it goes from f3.5 to f5.6, and I love this lens. I used to use this one a lot. This is one of the older 80 to 200mm f2.8 lenses. I have now got just a ridiculous bag full of lenses, but that is a lot of camera and a lot of glass to get for £420. Came with 3 batteries as well, and chargers, of everything that I need to get going. And most of this glass, the 17 to 55 and the 80 to 200mm, are what I used to shoot weddings with. That's basically what I used to use. So I know that this is good quality glass. It really is. And I know that the D300 can take really cracking images. So I'm just excited. I am really excited. I'm really excited about what I'm going to be doing over the next few months to see just what I can eke out of this equipment. And I hope that maybe some of you might find it interesting. And some of you who are thinking about taking up photography for the first time, or just extending your, moving into the sort of DSLR or mirrorless type environment, maybe it'll help you work out just whether or not you really need to spend a shed load of money, or whether or not you can actually make do with an older DSLR just to get yourself started. So if that's up for you, then join me over the next few weeks and months as from time to time I head out with one of these older pieces of kit instead of my nice new Z series Nikon stuff, and just do the odd little project here and there to see what we can push it to do. And what I'm going to do, I think, here is I'm going to leave you now. Thank you for getting this far, by the way. I'm going to leave you now with a little slideshow of some of the favorite images that I took with my D300. I only had it for 2 or 3 years, and I can't really show you the portrait stuff that I did because I haven't got permission from people to do that, but I will show you some of the other stuff that I used this camera for, and I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you again in a week or so when I get back from the southwest, Devon and Cornwall. Bye for now.